first penalty, no wonder he's off and running. They win the FA Cup at the expense of Chelsea. And just like in the League Cup, in the final here in February, they've done it via a penalty shootout. A domestic double, their quadruple is still on. An unwanted history for Chelsea. 3 FA Cup final defeats in a row. Throw in that League Cup final as well. It's been a wretched Wembley for them in recent years. Stuart Robson.
Well, it certainly has been a wretched time for them at Wembley, but they played their part in another very good game here. Yes, they were outplayed in the first 20 minutes, but over the course of the 90 minutes, the 120 minutes...
Why not? Here it is.
With everything... You know, if there'd been
Any chances, particularly
20 minutes...
to sign, you know, in terms of a squad, really big.
Tsimikas
As next season, have the honour. Jurgen Klopp with it.
well, he's going to enjoy
Pressure. And Tsimikas. That the presentations are not too far away. We can get back now to our commentators, Stuart and Martin. Well, it's a rueful Chelsea that climb these steps. Loses at Wembley yet again. And by the narrowest of margins. Sure, when they look back at particularly these 2 finals in the last 11 weeks, it's just about finishing. They don't have a 20-goal striker. They don't have a Mane. They don't have a Salah. They have players with the potential to do that. They haven't been doing it. And grabbing a goal to win a cup final has been beyond them.
You're absolutely right. When they bought Timo Werner, they thought he was going to be the 20-goal-a-season man. When they brought Lukaku back, I thought he was going to be a 30-goal-a-season man. I think they thought he was going to be that. And it hasn't quite worked out for them, so they've had a mixture of players playing in the front areas. Mason Mount playing on the right-hand side today, Pulisic playing on the left, who are very good footballers, but they're not going to score you 20 goals. And that's been their problem in these cup finals. Some good build-up play, they got themselves back into the game, they just couldn't finish it off.
Well, these mementos that they're receiving from the President of the FA, His Royal Highness the Duke of Cambridge, are not going to be treasured back home, really. Playing in an FA Cup final is obviously, it's a wonderful honour. Not that many players get. We often say, oh, he never played in an FA Cup final to a top player. But to play in it and lose, it takes a lot of the gloss off.
But I think it's not quite so bad, and I may be completely wrong here, but it's not quite so bad if you lose on penalty. If you get totally outplayed and get beaten 3-0,
like Watford got beaten 6-0 3 years ago.
You don't want to remember that cup final. But some of those players, like Reece James, can look at that cup final today and say, I gave it everything, I played really well. You know, it would go down in memory. It's a really good game for him, I'd imagine.
Well, Chelsea, who have made no excuses about the difficulties that the ownership of the club, a wider issue than actually on the field on match day, but it can't make life easy around the club. And Mason Mount will be reflecting on what has he done wrong to Wembley to be so cruel to him.
You have to say he didn't look overly confident when he came up to take the penalty, did he? It was a slow run up. I think he almost telegraphed where he was going to play it, and Alisson made a good save. Of course he did. But you have to feel sorry for Mason Mount.
And Thomas Tuchel has made such an impact to get to various finals and win, of course. A club with a history of wanting machine at the moment. Similar sense of triumph. Similar sense 21 years ago. Arsenal, your old club, did the same against Sheffield Wednesday in the early 90s. But it is, amidst all the other every Premier League game has been like a cup final. Maybe that's why they do so well in the finals. That's what Jurgen Klopp says. Oh, 15 more cup finals to go, you know, in March, and every game has felt like that.
And there was a time when he first came to the club when you'd suggest that he didn't think much of the FA Cup. He put out weak sides, they got knocked out fairly early in the tournaments, but he's realised that this is a great tournament, a great cup to win, and they've done it brilliantly over the course of this season.
They are the most decorated club in English football, and they have another chapter for their glorious history. And they are still the quad squad. They'll be backing West Ham to do them a favour tomorrow and play Manchester City at the London Stadium. They then play at Southampton on Tuesday, and we go to the final day next Sunday. Last winning final for Liverpool in the FA Cup, 2006. Steven Gerrard's final, that will always go down in history as. Jordan Henderson has held aloft many a trophy, and this is a new experience with this most famous of cups in the world of football. It's recognised all around the world for its history, for its drama. It takes you right to the edge, and it's taken these two teams right to the edge today. There will be concern for Liverpool with the injuries that they might have picked up. We don't know the details yet. Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk in particular. I think Diaz and Robertson went off just through fatigue, and Robertson going off allowed Tsimikas to become the hero. Well, they're FA Cup winners for the 8th time, equaling Chelsea in that respect, but for the first time at the new Wembley. The wait is for the skipper at the end of the line. Not the end of the season, as it so often is. Certainly not for Liverpool. Here's Jordan Henderson. The crowd are getting ready. You have to say it. These Reds are simply relentless. They are FA Cup winners 2022. A real team effort, a real squad effort to see off Chelsea again at Wembley. The finest of margins, but the finest of teams get there. They find a way to get there, even if Jurgen Klopp had to pick his penalty takers with great care, some of them less experienced. But the job, Stuart, has been done.
It certainly has. I thought they were brilliant for the first 20 minutes. Yes, they didn't play quite so well in the second half and extra time, but they're a team that have been magnificent all season. Can they now continue it in the other two competitions?